Sustaining the functionality of rural water facilities remains a key challenge in Uganda. While investment in new infrastructure continues, great attention must be paid to the operation, maintenance, and sustainability of those facilities. Take 2010 to 2013, for example. Through the District Water and Sanitation Conditional Grant, the Ministry of Water and Environment has constructed over 10,000 new rural water facilities, reaching nearly 2.5 million people. Rural water coverage stands at 64% as of June 2013. This means that nearly 36% of the rural population does not have easy access to safe water. Meanwhile, functionality of water supply facilities has stagnated at 80 to 84% since 2009, meaning that nearly 20% of available facilities do not provide water as expected. Among the rural population counted as served, the possibility of losing access is real, considering the rate of non-functionality.
We have no major changes in functionality. As far as the figures for measuring functionality is concerned. However, in terms of interventions, there's a number of innovations that we initiated. But when you look at all those innovations, you are not going to expect immediate impact of those innovations in just 1 year. There's a mix of factors that are affecting functionality or contributing to the stagnation of these functionality values. One of the major factors contributing to this stagnation is lack of budgeting for minor repairs. Secondly, in terms of budgets, the District Water and Sanitation Conditional Grant, the portion that is given functionality is not for major repair is not sufficient.
This state of affairs is attributed to a wide range of factors, some of them technological, others financial, and many to do with the attitude of users towards the operation and maintenance of their water facilities. These are age-old challenges that have afflicted the rural water sector for years.
Our functionality has been a bit stagnant. We've not been moving very far as these functionalities are concerned. But this is mainly due to the fact that we keep putting in new services, but also the services keeps breaking down.
The key factors that are affecting functionality in LIRA, one is that community participation towards management of the sources is still low. Two, it is the attitude of the communities towards the management of this thing as well. Few people are involved. Another thing is coordination of the stakeholders that are involved in providing these water services.
In some places you find that the environment doesn't favor a certain technology, but stakeholders, without analyzing or assessing, go forth and install water points or different water technologies that in the long run find that are not applicable or do not work. You find a place which was suitable for maybe a gravity flow scheme, they have installed a shallow well, and the shallow well is very deep. It functions for about 2 to 3 years. After that, it dries up.
6 years ago, in 2009, the Triple S initiative was conceived with the aim of addressing the challenges affecting functionality and sustainability of rural water facilities. With funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the International Water and Sanitation Centre worked in association with Ministry of Water and Environment, the Netherlands Development Organization, the Uganda Water and Sanitation NGO Network, and the Network for Water and Sanitation. The purpose was to cause a change in the way that stakeholders addressed sustainability of rural water services.
But the core emphasis of the project is really on providing services. The service, not just putting in place the systems, the infrastructure, but the service for a long time or forever, and enabling the users, those who need to access the service, to have it within reach and forever. That's why we say Triple S is water services that last.
Since implementation started in 2010, Triple S has worked with various actors to introduce and implement some key interventions aimed at improving functionality of rural water sources. In Lira district, where the population was nursing the effects of a protracted insurgency, people were used to receiving handouts and donations for their daily needs. In the water and sanitation sector, Triple S has been part of Lira's transition to the development phase. The first intervention in this area was the revival of the coordination of water and sanitation stakeholders in the district.
Introduction of Water Coordination Committee meeting, a thing which used not to exist in the district. But it was the innovation of Triple S and organization to say, okay, you are also working in the wash sector, you are working in drilling of boreholes whatsoever. Can we compare notes so that we avoid duplications? Which was also a positive thinking. And I'm not ashamed to say that in Lira district at large, it is only in the works department that we have realized that kind of achievements.
Similarly, in Kabarole, Triple S supported district water and sanitation coordination and specifically laid emphasis on the integration of the learning approach in all the coordination committee meetings. The learning approach has now been adopted at both district and national level, and stakeholders are applying the lessons.
Triple S has actually taken lead in ensuring or in enhancing learning in the water sector for Kabarole district. It is one of the key stakeholders on the committee that organizes the annual learning forum for Rwenzori region, for the entire Rwenzori region. It has also facilitated the collection of best practices and lessons from different areas within the region, and ensured that platforms for sharing such best practices are well suited, both at sub-county level and within the district. And then also plans for scaling up are drawn, and Triple S has also taken lead in trying to follow up that those best practices are actually adopted by the different stakeholders within all the districts of Rwenzori region.
One of the key interventions picked from the learning process was the formation of the district hand pump mechanics associations. The idea to form associations came out of a learning event where the Hand Pump Mechanics Association of Chibale District shared their success story. The Ministry of Water and Environment then resolved to implement the formation of a hand pump mechanics associations, which would in turn enhance functionality of rural water supply facilities. Triple S supported this process in Kabarole and Lira district, which are now enjoying the benefits of having the associations.
There are people who basically plumbers who have been in the sector for long, maintaining our water sources from the point water sources like boreholes and shallow wells to the piped water systems. These people used to work independently in the past. They didn't know each other. They didn't have enough tools. They could not assist each other when faced with challenges in their communities. And it had never crossed our mind that actually they could be brought together formally into an association and then be organized by everyone from the national to the village level. We'd like to thank IRC and Triple S for really opening our eyes in this area.
Kabarole District Hand Pump Mechanics Association has been incorporated and registered as a company limited by guarantee. And we are working with them in the water sector. So with the association, you can trust me that it will remain functional. It will remain functional. And as a local government, we are out to support them. We give them a lot of contracts to extend water to the countryside. And that is a perfect intervention.
So far, we have won 3 contracts. We won a contract from Hewasa, we won a contract from the district, and Hewas also gave us another contract.
The hand pump mechanics have since participated actively in many activities to improve functionality. The hand pump mechanics associations have particularly been involved in monitoring and assessing the functionality of sources in their areas of operation, using the M4W system also supported by Triple S.
Mobile phone for water. This one, as a hand pump mechanic, solved most of our problems because we used to run around looking for non-functional water sources. But now, if it breaks right now, you get a message that this source has broken down. So it has eased our problem of moving around. And even it has eased us, we used to misuse our resources, transport. You misuse your transport going to a water point, of which a water point has no problem.
To further enhance the management of water sources, Triple S introduced the Sub-County Water Supply and Sanitation Boards. This is a new approach to ensure that water users contribute funds towards operation and maintenance of their sources, and that the sources are repaired within the shortest time possible whenever they break down.
As per the policy, as per the regulations in the water sector, is that the water board looks after gravity flow schemes only. But in Kichwamba, the water board is looking after all the water sources. Even if it's a shallow well, a spring, the water board takes responsibility of that. So, given that capacity by by Triple S, working with the hand pump mechanics and the water boards in Kichwamba is specifically looking at all those water facilities in the area.
The water board system. I think this innovation has the potential of sustaining the successes that we have so far attained. Because for one thing now, people know that they must maintain their water sources. Two, we are also trying to impress on them that, yes, there are times when the government can come in to support them. But when the magnitude of the breakdown is higher than what the communities can. If you maintain your water source properly, 20 of you, within 1 year, you will have saved not less than 250,000. And if you are few, there is nothing that can break your water source. You can have seen water sources which have been running for over 2 years without breaking down. So it means that the regular contributions that the people make can be able to sustain it.
So, the coordination of actors has improved. Hand pump mechanics have formed associations and their capacity gaps have been addressed. M4W has been introduced and community members can now report the faults of their sources. More sub-counties are now forming water boards. The whole range of interventions has been tried and tested, but some questions remain. Has there been a change in the functionality of rural water facilities? Are there prospects that those interventions will even bring about greater change in functionality in the future?
The innovations that has come along together with partners like Triple S, where we've been trying to, train communities on their roles and responsibilities. Initially, they were not able to make these contributions in terms of O&M, but now in the past 4 years or so, they have now been, making these contributions, paying for their services.
Looking at the water board and the Water and Sanitation Coordination Committee, which was the first initiative from the beginning, this has made actually the communities, the users themselves, to realize that operation and maintenance entirely lies in their hands, so that we really realize that these water facilities that are given to them, they are not owned by the government, it's their own facilities. I find that really we have great improvement in this sector of water and sanitation in terms of the collaboration that we have with partners and then the users themselves, the communities that we have. They have realized the benefits of having access to safe water and sustainability aspect.
we've been rarely interacting with the communities. But when you look at innovations like mobile phones for water, it goes up to the lowest responsible person, the end user. So when it takes root, when we come to the district and the people down are also involved, it becomes easier, so it eases our work.
Although the Triple S initiative was piloted in Kabarole and Lira districts, there is need to scale up the interventions to other parts of the country. It is also important to sustain the gains that have been attained. Action may be required of different actors at all levels.
We still need partners to come and support us to keep these innovations going. We need research to be carried out. We don't have the budgets, we don't have the staff to carry out research and development of products. So we need partners to come, and that's why we request the IRC to keep in Uganda, to keep working with the government of Uganda maybe over the next 10 years, such that we do not retrogress.
If we can ensure that the concept of this very important intervention enter into framework, O&M frameworks, okay? Then it is one of the approaches we can ensure that this intervention and this innovation are properly upscaled. That brings me to how do we disseminate them? Okay. You know, you must sound your drum very loud for people to hear you. Okay? So the most regular and popular forums of the water sector need to be captured, and we need to drum all this intervention in them for us to make sure it goes beyond the Triple S districts.
If Triple S can still do a lot of coordination work with other organizations, so that as they leave, for purposes of operations and maintenance, they could liaise with a sister organization to help the district in sustainability of the achievements we have put in place already.
The momentum that has been gained over the past 4 years must be maintained. Indeed, many actors are optimistic that with the numerous innovations and interventions, the sector is set for continuous improvement in terms of service delivery.
The future is bright. The future of rural supply is bright because, one, we are waking up on all these challenges we are talking about. So, for example, we want to introduce an institution to support O&M, Sub-County Water and Sanitation Board. We are also thinking of sending some portion of the conditional grant to the sub-county, specifically to support the Sub-County Water and Sanitation Board in monitoring O&M. We are now revising the allocation formula, which actually distributes the conditional grant to the different activities, including functionality.